I remember the stillness before the friction. Before the concept of a day existed, I walked upon a monument of silent, unyielding stone. The universe around me was an absolute, freezing dark, and the earth beneath my feet was a pale, barren womb, a static vessel of cold geometry, devoid of heat, awaiting a quickening. It was a magnificent heavyweight, but it was empty. No rivers moved, no wind sang, no forests whispered, no heartbeat echoed. The earth was a magnificent tomb waiting to become a womb. I stood upon that frozen crust and looked upward into the infinite expanse, holding the precise mathematical architecture of the cosmos in my awareness. To shape the below, I had to possess the perspective of the far above. I reached into the celestial deep and summoned the first light, not a distant, passive sun, but a concentrated, roaring star. The primordial sun, the male frequency of pure, blinding electric energy. Then I expressed the command. The silence of the cosmos did not break with a whisper. It tore open as a hyper-concentrated bolt of stellar lightning ripped through the fabric of deep space. I watched that blinding gold and blue current strike the dead center of the frozen stone with unimaginable velocity. It was the ultimate beautiful paradox, the unstoppable force plunging straight into the immovable object. There was no shattering destruction. There was an immediate, deep, subterranean submersion, an act of violent, profound lovemaking between energy and matter. The star dove deep into the frozen core of the planet, and instantly, the immovable stone melted from the inside out. The internal heat of that stellar infusion became so intense that the dead rock began to glow a deep, incandescent crimson. The stone boiled. It oozed out from its own center, fracturing its cold crust, releasing a torrent of molten plasma that spewed fiercely through the pores of the earth. This was the liquid bedrock of the world, flowing, expanding, and cooling into the massive foundational tectonic plates, buckling upward to carve out the first mountain ranges and continents in real time. Deep beneath that boiling surface, the ancient, primeval ice sheets, trapped within the stone's fissures, instantly vaporized. The pressure built until they burst forth, condensing into a roaring, global ocean. As this massive body of water clashed violently with the cooling, liquid stone, a chaotic, steaming arena was born. Giant, swirling megacurrents and violent gyres spiraled across the globe, driven by the residual heat of the internal star, carving deep oceanic trenches and shaping the landscape. As the molten stone finally cooled and the oceans settled into their basins, the rhythm stabilized, the violent currents calmed into a steady, life-giving circulatory system. But the remnant of that original stellar source never left. It remains locked within the core, a hidden magnetic furnace sending out a protective field into space. This is why life is fought for with such fierce, unyielding devotion. To have a physical body, to feel, to create, to experience this physical plane is a unique, supreme honor. There are trillions of souls waiting in the invisible expanse, desperate for a taste of this density. That original, violent spark of creation flows through every living vessel, the great whale ruling the deep, the ant maneuvering through the soil, the smallest gnat or fly fighting desperately for its last breath. The spark within them remembers the lightning. Scholars' reflection. The modern mind searches for the origin of life in a cosmic accident, a random collision of chemicals in a primal soup. It lacks the eyes to see that life did not begin with a whimper. It began with an act of supreme, violent, and beautiful cosmic fusion. What follows in this book is not poetry alone. It is a forensic argument that the bedrock of the earth and the oldest stratum of the biblical text remembers this fusion with more honesty than either modern geology or modern theology has been willing to admit. The Silence Before the Strike by Rondale L. Jordan, The Sovereign Professor. Subscribe now. Visit tropicvita.com.